Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another edition of Nick's Friction Zone. I am your host, yours truly, Nick. Wherever you are, whoever you are, I really do hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having a blessed day. It's a sunny afternoon here in Los Angeles. It's a great weather. Today's video, it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk a little bit about the experiences, some of the nuances involved in riding a Harley Davidson Iron 883. So this is more for somebody this video is more geared for someone who just started riding bikes and might be riding something else, and maybe you're thinking about upgrading to a Harley Davidson Sportster. And I just wanted to talk about some of the things to expect, things that you may not know. I know there's a ton of videos out there in YouTube that talk about the specs, like how much horsepower, the torque, those are things that you can Google. That information is plenty out there on the internet. So today I'm going to talk, so I thought today I would talk a little bit more about the nuances involved in riding this bike. What is different about this bike and what you expect. Well, I hope this information is helpful, and I hope you appreciate the video. So here we go. Let me flip the screen. And here we go. Okay, so first of all, let me do a little bit of a walkthrough on the bike. This is a 2017 Harley Davidson Sportster XL 883 Iron model. Okay, again, I'm not gonna spend the time to talk about the technical specs. Frankly, I'm probably not the best qualified person to talk about the nuances of the engine. I'm not even a Harley Davidson expert myself. But the one experience that I have that's unique is I came from riding a Honda Rebel 300 for a short amount of time, and then I hopped into this bike. It's quite a few differences. Well, let me see. Let me talk about the design about this bike. So every bike has two wheels, right? Some of the components are always going to be the same. It has an engine in the middle, the fuel tank, the handlebar. What I do like about this bike is, if you look at it really carefully, my bike at least has a lot of circular design nuances. The headlight is circular. The turn signals are circular. Okay. Even my air filter is circular. The dashboard dial is circular. There's a lot of things here that are circular, and then there are some that are not. Okay. Let me talk about the fuel tank, for instance. This is a 3.3 gallon fuel tank. It's called a peanut-sized tank. It's kind of small. Okay, so it's a little bit limited in the amount of fuel that it can take. So it depending on what kind of bike you came from. You may have come from a bike that has a bigger tank or smaller tank. I don't know, but yeah, this is a small tank. Okay, so let me get you to the brass knuckles, into the discussion. What to expect when riding a bike like this. This is considered a beginner Harley model. If you are going to be riding this bike, you're most likely upgrading, not downgrading. So you're most likely upgrading from another bike that is much more of a beginner style. The one thing that I immediately noticed when riding this bike is the weight. This bike is 550 pounds. Okay, it's heavy. It's quite a bit of weight to handle in between your legs. Sure, there are other Harley bikes that are much heavier, but I came from a Honda Rebel 300 that was around 270 pounds. So I came from 270 pounds to 550. It took a while to get used to it. When I first hopped on the bike, it felt really heavy. It felt like, oh my gosh, I can't ride this. Okay. But took about a week or two to get used to the weight again. So no biggie, I guess. The other thing that I found it uniquely challenging about riding a Harley is, I'm probably gonna get some flack on this. Look at my hands. They're not the biggest hands in the world, okay? It's not something that guys, dudes like to be proud of. But I don't have the biggest hands in the world, and this handlebar, it's a little bit thicker, okay? And if you look at the levers, they're not. It's a little bit hard for me to reach, okay? I don't know if you can tell, okay? This kind of matters in the beginning. And just to compare, when I used to ride a Honda, which is a Japanese bike, the handlebars and the levers were quite different. It was much easier for me to grasp. In fact, now I'm starting to develop a little bit of a pain in my knuckle. Maybe it's because I have to reach so far to be on the clutch. If you ride a bike, a lot of bike riders, they will cover the clutch at all times. So there's quite a bit of a difference in the ergonomics of the handlebar and the levers. Let me turn on this bike. This bike is kind of loud. It's much louder than the previous bike I had before. So let's see, let me turn it on. Here we go, get ready. How well my iPhone can capture the loudness of my pipes, but this is a pretty loud bike. Everywhere I ride, when I'm on the road, everybody hears me. Okay, there's no denying. Okay, if I'm passing by a car, whether I'm revving it or not, everyone can hear it. It's quite different than the previous bike that I rode before. So I don't know if you're coming from a bike that's already loud, but for me, it was a huge difference coming from a Honda Rebel 300. It kind of sounded like a lawnmower, to be honest. I have a lot of love for the Honda Rebel series. It's a really nice bike. It's really sleek, and it's really fun to ride. But definitely riding a Harley, it's quite different. It's apples and oranges. That's what I'm trying to say. Another thing that I found that was unique on this bike was the turn signals. The left signal is on the left, the right signal is on the right, okay? If you don't know much about bikes, it's not usually like this. A lot of bikes, they'll have their signal turns on the left side only, because they will allow you to switch like this. So it took quite a while to get used to the fact that for me to turn left, I would have to use my left thumb, and on my right, I had to use this on the right. To turn right, I would have to use my right thumb. You would think this is kind of logical, left, right. Yeah, that's true, it is logical, but I think one of the reasons why a lot of bike designs don't have the right signal on the right is because they don't want this to get mixed up with your kill switch. Because you don't want to turn off your kill switch by mistake while you're riding. In fact, there were a few times where I was riding and I was slowing down, coming to an intersection. I wanted to turn right, but instead I ended up hitting the kill switch. So yeah, big mistake. I think that's it. That's about all I really wanted to talk about. Again, I hope this is helpful. I didn't want to do a generic video that will talk about all the technical specs and details. If you have any questions, if there's anything specific about the bike that's been customized that you would like to know, just throw a comment in the video, or just, I don't know, email me or something. You know me, you know how to get in touch with me. But other than that, this is it. Okay. Well, this is all I have, folks. Thank you for watching the video. I hope this is helpful. And take care of yourself. Bye.